Hello, this is part 74, preparation for NSE4 Fortinet exam. And now we talk about logging and monitoring. Logging settings: if, where, and how. Log settings could be found on graphical user interface, log and report, followed by log settings. The log settings page allows us to decide if, where, and how a log is stored. Here there is local log, disk or not. There is a toggle enable log reports, enable historical FortiView. Then remote logging and archiving. There is option enable or disable send logs to FortiAnalyzer or to FortiManager. IP address. There is an option to test connectivity, connection status, storage usage, analytics usage, archive usage, upload options. There are toggles for allow access to FortiGate REST API and verify FortiAnalyzer certificate. Log event logs and traffic logs. Local traffic logs are traffic directly to and from FortiGate. It is disabled by default. Event logs are system information that is generated by FortiGate. Event logging could be all or customized. Local traffic logs could be all or customized. You can choose from log allowed traffic, log local out traffic, log denied unicast traffic, log denied broadcast traffic, and GUI preferences, graphical user interface preferences. To resolve host names, there is a toggle yes or no. Resolved unknown applications. It's to translate IPs to host names for convenience. It can impact CPU usage, processor power, and page responsiveness. So we must configure whether to store logs locally on our FortiGate device on its local disk or to remotely log to an external device such as FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer, FortiCloud, FortiSIEM, and so on. You can even log to other cloud providers such as Azure or such as Google Cloud. You must also configure event logs and local traffic logs to capture. By default, this option to log traffic logs to capture is disabled because of the large number of logs they can generate. Event logs provide all of the system information generated by FortiGate, such as administrator logins, configuration changes made by administrators, user activity, and daily operations of the device. They are not directly caused by traffic passing through firewall policies. The event logs we choose to enable depend on what features we are implementing and what information we need to get from the logs. The Resolve Hostnames feature resolves IP addresses to host names. This requires FortiGate to perform reverse DNS lookups for all IP addresses. If our domain name system server is not available, or if domain name server is slow to reply, it can impact our ability to look through the logs because the request will time out. Log filtering. Configure log filter settings to determine which logs are recorded. Configure up to 4 remote syslog 40 or 40 SIM logging servers. It is done from command line interface, config log, then put syslog D, syslog D2, 3, 4, and then filter. Configure up to 3 FOTI analyzer or FOTI manager devices or one cloud FOTI analyzer instance. Config log FOTI analyzer, FOTI analyzer-cloud, FOTI analyzer 2, FOTI analyzer 3. Filter. Filters include severity, what is the level, forward traffic, enable or disable, local traffic, enable or disable, multicast traffic, sniffer traffic and anomaly, voice over IP, ZTNA traffic, GTP, filter string, filter type, include or exclude. You can control which logs are sent to each of these devices, such as syslog, FortiSIM, FortiAnalyzer, or FortiManager. You can control how much of each device will receive using this command config log syslog d filter for remote syslog or FortiSIM, and the command config log FortiAnalyzer filter for FortiAnalyzer or FortiManager devices. In this way, we can set devices to different logging levels and or send only certain type of logs to one device and other types of logs to another device. For example, you can send all logs at information level above to FortiAnalyzer, alert level and above to FortiAnalyzer 2, and only traffic logs to FortiAnalyzer 3. For example, the following commands configure the log filter for the first syslog server to include only logs related to traffic directly to and from the FortiGate management IP addresses with a severity level of critical or higher. It will be configured such as, it's an example, config log syslog d filter. Set severity critical. Set local traffic enable. Enabling logging on firewall policies. Firewall policy settings decide if a log message caused by traffic passing through a firewall policy is generated or not. After you configure all logging settings, you can enable logging on your firewall policies. Only when enabled on a firewall policy can a log message caused by traffic passing through the firewall policy generate. If you configure FortiGate to inspect traffic. Generally, you should also enable logging for that security feature to help you track and debug your traffic flow. Except for validations that you consider to be low in severity, you'll want to know if FortiGate is blocking attacks. Most attacks don't result in severity breach on the first try. A proactive approach, when you notice a persistent attacker whose methods seem to be evolving, can avoid a security breach. To get an early warnings like this, enable logging for your security profiles. Hardware acceleration affects logging. Traffic offloaded to NP6 and NP6 Lite processors does not log traffic statistics. Traffic offloaded to NP network processor 7 processors have improved logging of traffic statistics capabilities. It can disable hardware acceleration. You can enable NP packet logging, which degrades NP performance. On policy and object firewall policy, you must enable one or more security profiles on your firewall policy to generate a log message for that profile. And here in logging options, you can also set security events or all sessions log allowed traffic. You must enable and set which traffic to log, and if disabled, you will not receive logs of any kind, even if you have enabled a security profile on your firewall policy. So important thing to enable log allowed traffic. To enable log on traffic passing through firewall policy, you must do following. First, enable the desired security profile on your firewall policy. Then, enable that log allowed traffic on that firewall policy. This setting is vital. If disabled, you will not receive any logs of any kind, even if you have enabled the security profile on your firewall policy. You can choose to log only security events or log all sessions. If you log security events, if enabled, along with one or more security profiles, security log events appear in the forward traffic log and security log. A forward traffic log generates for packets causing a security event. All sessions. If enabled, a forward traffic log generates for every single session. If one or more security profiles are also enabled, security log events appear in the forward traffic log and security log. Hiding usernames in logs. On FortiGate, you can hide usernames in traffic logs and unified threat management logs so that the username appears as anonymous, because some laws require that usernames must be anonymized. Use the following command to hide usernames in traffic and UTM logs so the username appears as anonymous. Go to command line interface and type config log setting set user-anonymize enable and To anonymize users, use set user anonymize enable CLI command, and it is assumed that logging is enabled in firewall policies and security profiles, and that identity-based policies are configured on FortiGate. Thank you for watching my video. Next video will be about viewing and searching log messages on graphical user interface and viewing logs associated with a firewall policy, viewing and searching log message, and so on. Let's watch next videos, and good luck with your exam NSE4. Thank you.